All right, let's start this off. Sarah, you want to stop recording, re-record, please?
I did. Go ahead.
All right. All right, I'd like to thank everybody for joining CBL today for our AMA. We got a couple of special guests in here. They got some history on some successful launches, nice high market caps with utility. Had a good meeting with them, good guys, vouched for by friends that I've known in the space for about 5 or 6 years. They got some good stuff cooking. So if you'd like to talk about it, Silvester, I'll give you the floor to start it off. Floor is yours.
Okay, I just tried to warm myself up in the last 10 minutes to talk some BS, but I'm still nervous as fuck, so I hope you guys bear with me. And
just
yeah,
be yourself. CBL is a group where everybody can be themselves, so feel comfortable. These are good people and understanding people, so feel at home.
That's awesome. I already do. This is why I use swear words, which I usually don't do. No. First of all, thank you very much for the warm welcome in here. I need to say I feel pretty comfortable for the first time in AMA. This has been different in the past, so let's kick this off. So my name is Silvester. You will see El Acosador, which is Spanish for the stalker. But anyways, my real name is just Silvester. I'm also fully doxxed, so there's no need for hiding. I'm part of Memeora. The Memeora collective, and we are a bunch of people that I don't want to start off with saying got sick and tired with getting ripped off and, you know, just losing and bleeding in crypto space. So let me translate that into something a bit more motivational. We had an idea and we had a vision. So there's another guy here in the chat I need to introduce today as well. His name is Jay. And I will come to that a little bit later. Who he is, you will also hear from him. I met Jay more or less 1.5 years ago after we got fucked over in a few projects that we invested in. Doesn't matter, we connected quite quickly and found out, both of us, that we were both born and raised in Germany. So based on this, we connected quite well. And I realized quite quickly that Jay has kind of quite a broad skill set when it comes to coding, vision, ideas, and roadmaps. So we agreed on bringing together a few comrades, friends, and colleagues from the spaces we knew before, trustworthy people, because we said we want to create something new. First of all, we said we want to do some cool launches. We want to, you know, launch a few cool projects, either on Pump.fun, on Moonshot, on whatever. And we had some quite successful stories there, launching a few coins, hitting 1 million market cap. That was all fancy and sparkling and cool. But with one that you end off, and then you start with another one. So we were sticking our heads together more and more, talking about what can we do that has a bit more long-lasting chances, something bigger. And I already came from some projects with utility, connected to some NGOs based in Germany, helping Cuba, stuff like that, but let me not get too much into that. And then Jay's vision and Jay's coding experience came in, and we said, look, let's create something where we, you know, start with a few tools that actually give people the chance to minimize their losses, but not in a in a standard way that every marketing flyer tells you. In a way that we really want to have some tools that you can look into, some tools that you start to use, and where you get some intelligence from that actually help you getting a better trader. Not promising you that you will be millionaire by tomorrow, but telling you that if you listen closely and if you look at the data, that you will get the chance to improve yourself and improve your game if you want to. So this is where we started. This is where a roadmap kicked in, or where we kind of created the roadmap and said, let's start with it. We need to give it a name. So we founded Memeora. Memeora is a bunch of, I believe we are 6 or 7 people now in the core team. I just have a few weeks break. That's why I'm really bad at counting now, but I believe we are 7. I even see a few of them in the chat here. Good to see you guys, Sidox, Kevich. And we threw our brains and our pain and our knowledge together to create those tools. And actually, Jay was the one coding them. Jay, do you want to say hello quickly to the group here, that people don't just hear me talking about you all the time, but maybe just get your voice quickly?
Yeah, but you're doing this so well, so I'm glad that you're here as well. Yes, hello everybody. I'm Jay, and well, I don't have to introduce myself since Silvester did everything now. Yeah. You may continue.
Thank you, sir. People also refer to me as Jay's digital assistant. So even though I'm a bit nervous and I might look for some words here, I'm the one who usually takes on the conversation in English or even in Spanish or in German or whatever. Maybe also some Japanese soon. Let's see how it goes. So, but let me get back to the story. So what is Memeora? Memeora is a collective of those 7 people I spoke about. We threw our ideas together in a pool, and one poor soul called Jay is programming that into real tools. What are those tools? Think of a pyramid. And I'm slowly getting into the coin lounge that we have tomorrow. So we have a pyramid of a certain amount of tools. The first one will be a tool that is actually called, and I think I am allowed to spoil that already a little bit, the emotionless trader. So what is the emotionless trader? The emotionless trader is literally a working bot that people already experience in one of our, let's say, closer or smaller core groups that calls you coins based on intelligence. What is that intelligence and where does it come from? So we are not like using any fancy AI or large language models, which some people promise that they have. And at the end it is, I don't know, double whopper from Burger King with extra mayonnaise. We have someone putting his whole brain farts from the last years in data into that, saying, I want to build an algorithm. And the guy with the brain farts is Jay. I want to build an algorithm with all my knowledge about filtering data, finding coins, and putting on top a little bit of a machine learning algorithm that adjusts itself slowly, bit by bit, day by day, depending on volume, depending on launch numbers, and depending on all the data that you can literally feed from platforms like Pump.fun. So what this tool does is it calls you coins. And what you can do with that is you accept that opportunity and you just literally ape into that coin. Then you have a pretty high chance. Let's say, for example, we have around 30,000 launches on Pump.fun per day. So in a peak time, we had 60,000 launches in 24 hours, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, I think 3 to 4 or maybe 5 months ago. I'm still suffering of jet lag, so please don't burn me alive or giving me a witch hunt here. So I believe we had 60,000 launches in 24 hours. How do you define what coin of those is actually real and worthy to ape into? Probably none of them, and you will just lose money on it, especially on fast-moving environments like Pump.fun. So what this tool does is it is breaking it down with this so-called machine learning foundation based on Jay's trading experience. And I trust it so far because I know Jay's a good trader. We from time to time even have some heavy hitting trading battles live ongoing. So we are just blocking 2 hours in the evening trading on Bull X, for example. And we are power trading just to see who is the better one. And still, when it comes to a human being, I'm still beating the shit out of him. But when it comes to his script, I have no chance anymore. So what I'm driving at with a little bit of humor here is the script is calling, the script is giving you maybe 30 to 50 coins maximum in those 24 hours, which are actually doing at least a 2x. And we have some members in here listening to my speech now as well. They can confirm that that has actually happened. So we are trying with that to break the Pump.fun code, as we also said yesterday to X in our pitch, where we try to present ourselves. This is our goal. We want to break it down from crap to actually usable data for you guys. This is just our main and our very first tool that we introduced. Apart from those other ones that are already in the so-called beta phase, you might know that from gaming. Beta means we have some people already testing it, but we are still collecting data, bugs, whatever, to analyze some flaws and issues, because what you don't want to have is issues while trading. Because if you invest some Solana somewhere, and your tool is just, pardon my French, fucking up, you're losing money. And this is what we don't want to offer you. So this is where we're at the moment. What we launch tomorrow is the mother of all Memeora coins. And now I already told you we have a few tools coming. One is already live and working pretty well, and that already for months. I hope our members agree. And the first coin is the overall Memeora coin, making our branding, our so-called umbrella branding that we have over the whole environment on top of the pyramid. This is your gateway to Memeora, to not just become member, but also to have access to this whole environment. So with this launch, we start to establish a let's say, stable floor for our brand. This is how we want to market us, how we want to promote us as a new foundation in the Solana meme coin sector in general, and where we want to give people like the peace and freedom to move back to the fundamentals of Pump.fun and have some chances there actually, without burning themselves or their wallets. Later on, we will launch the other tools for public. I will not get too much into it. Maybe Jay wants to, in a few minutes or seconds, when someone finally shuts me up or tells me to stop the crap here, he wants to lose a few words about those tools. But we will launch more coins later on in this kind of pyramid system. So we have on top our Memeora main coin, and we will have separate tool coins underneath that, like in the underlying layers, where you get access with holding those coins to those other tools. One of them, Jay, please stop me instantly if I talk too much about it, but we will have a so-called X, a tool which, not X, the guy in here, sorry man for the confusion, but like everything related to X and the social platform X, right, which will help you to get along there a little bit. Jay, maybe a few words from your side.
Yeah, sure. So all explained well. As you said, Memeora is the mother meme coin of our whole system. Of course, with the holding Memeora and holding Memeora, you can access all the tools once they are online. You really can access all the tools, but we decided to give our sub tools each a separate coin, so people get access only to those tools. As you mentioned, I'm working on a Twitter tracker right now. It's a bit different from the other trackers I know, because all our tools are backed by really, really big data. I have historical data of every coin, of every trade of every coin, and so I can gain big data. I can see what Twitter accounts get the most hype. I can compare all the coins that are launched by one tweet. As you know, there are, on average, if Elon Musk tweets something, on average there are 30 new coins out there on Pump.fun, and we can relatively quick see what coin is really pumping up, what is fake, what is not fake, and so on. And yeah, this is one of the tools I'm currently working on, and some other stuff. Yes.
Okay. So maybe you slowly get a feeling of what we are trying to do. So as I mentioned before, we are trying to get people the chance on those chaotic and fast-moving platforms where scam is just around the corner, to give you a chance to have a little bit of, let's say, transparency, to get back to the early days a bit, where you can trade with feeling, right? You see a meme that's cool, but at the end you get rocked. So the bot will tell you at the end, look, nice try. I know your emotions are speaking to you, telling you to ape in there, but please don't do it. I've seen this stuff 5 times a day already when you were not awake or still asleep or making sushi or traveled through Tokyo or whatever. Don't do it. So just to filter a little bit more, then we are planning tools that will give you the chance to validate if something is real or not, instead of just asking into groups like, guys, can you tell me which is the right CA now? Because there are launched 50 of those things. With those tools, you will be able to validate if the X account connected to that is the real one, the other way around, whatever. So it is all about intelligence. And yeah, with that, like, this is, so to speak, the foundation of our utility that we are planning to do. Like I said, the main tool, the real calling AI, as some might call it. Again, I'm trying to get away from the word AI as much as possible because it has been burned in the freaking last years over and over again. So this wonderful algorithm of ours helping you is our foundation to build our marketing flyer, to launch our coin environment, and to give you the chance to be part of it. And we would love to have you on board. So yeah, did I forget anything in my unbelievable motivational speech? Now, guys, hit me with questions. If you, yeah, go for it.
I got a question after.
So you said that for tomorrow's launch, this is the mother token for a bigger ecosystem. So
Yes.
I actually guess I have a couple of questions. In grabbing and holding to have access to your tools, which tools are available for use now? And is there a minimum holding requirement?
Okay, so back to the tools. The first tool, which is launched as a not just beta, but a final version that is already live. This is also called Calling Bot, or Jay's Calling Bot. Jay, do you want to step in quickly for the launch tomorrow, for what people will get from it and how the access works later?
Yeah, sure. Yes. So the calling bot is right now online for a really small amount of people, of trusted people, because we are testing 24/7 the calls and optimizing it. And I'm still working on the code for self-optimizing it, because there are so many factors that you have to include into so that you call the perfect coins. It has to do with a time span. For example, if you trade between, let's say, 6 UTC to 10 UTC PM, you got all the calls in there. You got CUPSI in there. Then you have to be very careful, as you all know. And so we are working still on that. And the coin, as a coin holder, you will be able to use this first tool within the next days, I would say. As I said, we are still improving some things, but we can give you some calls from tomorrow on. I will forward the bot to our Memeora group, where you can join. And so people can see and can so we can show proof that it is really good, as we think. But the tool will take a few more days. Yes, and regarding holding our tokens, this is not so clear at the moment. I really want to wait for the launch. I want to see how many holders we get, how many strong holders we get. So then I would make a decision, or we would make a decision how to deal with that.
Okay, thank you.
So I got a question here. I know a couple of us use other trading bots, sniper bots, stuff like that. Does yours allow it to like stack bots in a sense? Like if I'm using your like, is there a Chrome browser that I can attach somewhere to, you know, a bot that I'm already using?
Not really, but there'll be a web interface with the links, of course, to the most common bots or trading platforms that you can use, like Axiom, like Bullix, like Trojan, if people still trade on Trojan. And what Silvester said, we really wanted people to use our Memeora bot, our emotionless bot, since the trading algorithm behind it is really what do you say? It comes really close to how we trade, in a profitable way, and of course you can edit the bot settings and stuff like that. But we really want to give people best practice tools and examples, so they really can't lose money, which is most important for us.
So let me quickly wrap this up. Sorry, Jay. How it looks at the moment, that you guys get a picture I'm trying to paint for you. This bot actually is based on Telegram. So the integration is also already running and possible for a website. So Jay already built a customer portal. I call it customer portal now, where you can log in and take advantage of this tool. But at the moment, it is running as a call bot. What this callbot does is, based on these algorithms and on this metrics, is calling you the coins. As I said before, breaking it down from those humongous amounts of BS which is out there, all those rocks that are launched, and giving you a pretty hard bottom down approach from BS to this is actually something that you can really use. You at the end will decide if you ape in with whatever tool you're still using. This can be a Telegram Trojan bot, this can be Bullix, this can be stuff I don't even know that people are using right now for trading. Meaning, this is a advisor, which works pretty well. So to speak, a bit of like a call group, where you get in and you get the calls from people wrapping their brains around this all day, analyzing nothing else but coins and metrics every day. But this tool does the same without any millimeter or gram or pound or whatever metrics you use in emotions. And that's pretty successful. So actually, for the first question that was coming up, sorry, I forgot your name, but just to get, you know, turn it a little bit around to you again, you will get access to that when it is also available on the website and the login portal as such, that you will be able as a holder to use it, right? To have a sneak peek, to check how it works and to get a feeling for it. Does that make sense for you so far?
Yes.
Yeah, and you answered, both of you guys answered my question perfectly. Yeah, you know, like I like to personally use several different bots depending on what I'm trading, and so I really like that a lot. And again, I do use several Telegram bots, so that is a good thing that I don't mind stacking in a different way.
Sweet. So what, just for example, again, to try to paint you a picture a little bit, I'm sitting in front of a quite large screen. Like, you could also just have double screen next to each other on your PC. What I usually do is I just, if I trade, I have Telegram with Jay's call bot. I just call it call bot now on the left side, and I use my Bullix Neo on the right side. So I'm just waiting for calls. Sometimes they are coming in 10-second intervals. Sometimes they are coming like 5 times a day. Anyways, there's enough beer and energy drinks and good music to listen in between. So, and then I'm just, you know, picking out that CA or quite quickly and pushing it through manually into Bullix. I will have a look on my own to double check, because I don't want to blame anyone. I don't want to blame that bot. At the end, I just want to blame myself if I fuck up anyways. So it's also a bit of common sense. I double check, I see it makes sense as always. And then I usually get in there, right? And I'll wait until I make a 2x, 3x, 4x. I think in peak, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm really bad with numbers. We had 1,300 something X called by the bot. I think you even had that on TikTok one day because it was just too good to not post it.
Yeah, let me check. Maybe I can forward it, the PNL.
So yeah, this is usually the stuff that's going on. The plan, and I mean just what we are speaking about today is one thing. What we have on the roadmap is not just several tools helping and supporting, also the extension or let's say the buildup of those tools as such, of the functionalities and of the features. The ultimate goal is to finish a bot, and that even sounds a bit unbelievable for me, but it's already happening as an alpha, not even as a beta, but as an alpha, is a full-fledged automatic trading bot, which you just load with Sol, and that thing is trading for yourself completely. So it is aping in after the metrics, after the algorithm. It is selling at the right point, and it's doing the job for you. And literally at the end of the day, but again, this is just a outlook into the future. This is not happening tomorrow. This is not happening next month, but this is one of the goals that we are aiming at. Yeah, this is where we're at the moment. And literally the whole branding as such, you see our profile pictures, our avatars. We have them for quite a while now because we love that green branding. We have our personalities. Jay, for example, he likes to play tennis. I still can't get my head behind that. Why? But anyways, I love cats and fast cars. And so we were building up the team and the whole, you know, stage picture for quite a while. We are coding and building the tools in the background. And tomorrow is actually the day where we step one step further or forward. And we will make Memeora quite known with our first mother coin. Yeah, this is where we are. Guys, hit me with questions. Really, I'm running out of words here.
I have a question.
I got you.
Hi there.
Okay.
Hi there. I'm from Italy, which is the only language that you don't speak, basically. But okay.
Buongiorno, come stai?
Okay, right. Bene, grazie. Well, you speak Spanish. We could talk. Well, first of all, don't tell anyone because otherwise everyone is gonna win. So it's not possible. So let's keep it this secret, this boat. But no, I'm very interested about if you can tell, of course, and how much you can tell about the algorithm, since I like a lot also to analyze patterns and things like that, because it's about lots of data. You can identify patterns and signals. Can you tell if you can tell some more, let's say, signals that you combine in this algorithm? I mean, volume, of course, but is there other variables that you combine together and how?
That's a very good question, and we were expecting that coming up. And I will not make a big mystery around it. I will hand it to Jay because Jay is the dev. Jay is the mastermind behind it. So I will leave it in his, I will let him decide how much he wants to share. Jay, it is about the bits and bytes now. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice question. And of course, I don't want to answer everything.
Do your own business, you can say if you want.
There's really over 12 months of really hard work of really analyzing everything. So of course you have the basic metrics like the age of the coin, the buy pressure, the sell pressure, whatever. I made up some of my own metrics, which I don't want to talk about. But as far as I could analyze everything, there are some metrics that are really important that you don't see on any trading bot or trading platform. And this is, in my opinion, the most important thing, especially on Pump.fun. Let's stay on Pump.fun for now, because we want to find the coins as early as possible, and that's the problem. Everything can be faked on Pump.fun with just a few SOL, with just a small group that's putting some SOL together. You can insta bond, or you can manipulate the chart as you wish. And my script is checking on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, even on an hourly basis, because as I said earlier, the time spans where you trade are really important. They change every 4 hours. And my script is trying to find the perfect entry points on each day, on each weekday, on each time span and whatsoever. So example, if there's a lot of volume out there on Pump.fun, you have a completely different entry market cap if you want to call mostly safe coins that will bond. And I think that's one of the main keys that the script does for us, for all of us.
Right. And you also analyze let's say, quantitative metrics, basically based on data signals, but the numbers. So do you also analyze, like, for instance, we know that some devs have a higher chance to bond, or there are some devs that when they launch, they got 1 to 1 million, or there are, I don't know, social signals. Do you combine also qualitative signals? You don't have to tell which one, but just if you use them.
We also combine those metrics, of course. As I said, we got big data. I got all the coins from the last month. I have a nice database of deaths. The history showed that most devs that launched, that have a bonding quote, for example, like 50% or maybe higher, maybe even 100%, you can't even trust them, most of them, since I learned that if there is a new dev, for example, who launched a milli market cap coin, maybe he didn't know what he just did, and the next launch he will use for exit liquidity. So it's really hard to tell, but we also, of course, check on these data. And regarding wallets as well, in a maybe, from my opinion, better way than just tracking all the call wallets or whatever. Since we got all those data, every single trade from every wallet, from every coin, we can relatively quickly see, for example, if someone creates a new wallet, a new insider, and he does some trades, and maybe he changes his wallets every 2 or 3 days. From the first few trades, we already see if it's a good wallet to follow. So in other words, the wallets come to us, and we don't look for the wallets. That's maybe the most important thing that we also combine into the script.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Maybe just one last question. If you have sort of KPIs for the, I think it's called hit rate. I mean, you know, the amount of wins that so far you achieved. If you can tell, of course. All my question, if you can tell, you can even say no. But the hit rate in terms of winning, it's more or less than 50%. That's my question.
Yes, the hit rate is around 40 to 50% right now. It's optimizing. It really it depends on the market cap where you get in. But from my trading experience, a hit rate of 40-50%, and you have to check with Feigns bot, also, only counts hit as a 2x. I think 40 to 50% is really, really good.
Yeah, it
You
is.
can be very profitable with that.
Well, you said
I mean,
it self teaches itself also for higher hit rates, right? As it learns more.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the thing,
thank you.
like we started in the beginning with hit rates around 10 to 15%, which was already a blast. Like when Jay came up with the first alpha version just for our hardcore of 6 or 7 people internally, that was what we were working with, and we wrapped our heads around that. Now this public version is between 40 to 50. It depends a little bit, 43, 47. You get my point. This is where we are now. After, I would say, half a year, 9 months, something like that, of really being live without interruptions. Meaning I'm quite curious where we will end up in for example, 2 years or in 1 year. Of course, it's a bit like, processor manufacturing. You cannot jump from 10 to 3 nanometers and then down to 1 or 0.5 as soon as it gets more detailed and granular. Yeah, you get my point.
One thing I want to add. I just wanted, Silvester, I just wanted to tell the old story where we really started using data to automatically trade. And regarding the hit rate, it's all about risk management. I coded a tool for the really close core group of us, not knowing that there could be that this would become a real tool for everybody. We put 15 SOL together. I said to them, hey, I built a bot which tries to recognize some metrics, gets into a coin, set a stop loss of 10% or whatever, sells 50% at a 4x, gets in really early. I think we went in that time at 10K market cap on average, and we made 200 SOL in 1 week out of those 15 SOL. I have to say the volume was really good that week, so it can be much different. But it's all about the risk management. I think we did around 100, 200 trades every day and lost 80% of those trades. And we made 200 SOL out of 15 SOL. So yeah, I think that's all you have to know. It's all about trading strategy, and now over a year later, we are having much more data, much more knowledge, so that we can achieve currently a 40-50% win rate. So it's even better.
One of the questions I saw in one of my chats was, will there be a minimum amount of tokens to hold to access the different tools that you guys are going to be offering?
Jay, that's on you. It's numbers again. Please go for it.
Yeah, as I said, I really want to wait for the launch to happen so that we can see what the majority of holders is holding. It's a bit complicated because, as you all know, the more people using such a tool, the more it manipulates a market cap. So I really can't tell today how many coins you have to hold to get access to the tool, but yeah, that's why we are splitting all those tools into separate coins later, so that you have the chance to use every tool. But the main token should be the most important token for us, for all of us. And I'm very sure I will find a way so that everybody can take part of this system.
I mean, since this is a CBL AMA, are you prepared to offer the 37 or 36 other people in here a you have access for holding, buying, and holding this much type of scenario? Just a thought.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
As an incentive to get people attending this AMA and interested in your project to buy and hold, are you willing to make an offer to us in the CBL lounge for your lunch tomorrow?
The stream is a bit broken. I'm not sure if it's only for me.
No, I think it's for
No.
everyone.
No,
Yeah.
Nope.
No, for all.
yeah. Moon, can you maybe, Moonchild, can you try again? Let's see if it goes better. You sounded a little bit like a broken robot for us, so
Oh,
probably
I
it was
got you.
just a connection.
I got you. Can you guys hear me now? Or should I leave and come back?
Sounds all right. Let's give it a try.
Okay. I was saying, since you have not decided publicly what you will do to provide access to your utility based on buy and hold metrics, are you prepared to be able to offer an incentive to those of us here early in the CBL Lounge AMA with you that if you buy this and hold this, you will have access once the original tool is out of beta to this and early access to other tools coming out, or any kind of offer like that, just for us here in CryptoBarLounge?
Yes. So not only for you, but as Silvester mentioned, we have a calling bot. We have a website nearly ready for people to get our calls, to test our calls. The Memeora system does a little bit more, but I want to offer access to those bots, to those calling bots, and to the website for every holder. Okay, you don't have to. It's not good if you only buy one token, but a fair amount of tokens, so you really get access to everything, and you can make up your mind about that, what we are delivering.
In order
Another
to
question.
gamify it a
So
little bit, you could just say the top 1,000 holders get access, that sort of thing, or top 100 or 500. Consider that as well. You don't need a specific amount, just be in the top 1,000, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Or
Another
even
question, is this going to be
Oh,
only for
sorry.
Solana, or will it branch across all chains?
So maybe let me, as the marketing dude, jump in here before Jay does, as a technical guy, because we have a lot of discussions about that. So at the moment, we are only on Solana, and at the moment, we are solely on Pump.fun. There's a reason for that. Since this stuff is working, it is kind of specialized, meaning we have to focus on the APIs on Pump.fun. We are reading a lot of, or okay, let me rephrase that, because I'm just the guy talking. Jay has to use the APIs there, has to use the data on this launch platform there, and stuff like that. So basically, to answer the question, at the moment it's Pump.fun and it's Solana. What is on the roadmap? On the roadmap is to expand that to all the other launch pads that are out there. Why are we not that eager yet to include all of them? Because of the following, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, everyone feels free to speak. We experience a lot of launch pads coming up, such as Moonshot, such as all the others. I just forgot the names now, it doesn't matter. And the thing is, everything moved back to Pump.fun sooner or later when the hype was gone, meaning the volume at Pump.fun might be down today and yesterday because something new come up, but in 1 or 2 weeks, it will turn around again and will be based back on Pump.fun. So this is the experience that we just got it in the last 365 days minimum. We will extend that, but this is also a lot of coding because you know, all the data has to be pulled from all the other platforms using different APIs, requesting a lot of more server utilization and a lot of more performance and mastermind behind that. And at the moment, we just have Jay. not in a bad way, Jay, sorry, don't get me wrong, but you're also just human. Meaning this is where we are at the moment, with a roadmap for extending stuff. Jay, I think I start to get the question more and more, and it makes sense to dig a bit deeper into it when it comes to the access of the tools. I mean, the homepage or like our web portal for our calling bot and the other tools with token access is one thing. But we also have our small, let's say smaller group that has been there from beta until release, where people can buy in, right? Maybe we should have a few words about that, because also access is not solely based on token holding, but there's also a way to get access to this group right now. Do you want to leave a word on that maybe for the Telegram group?
No, it's really only for holders. That's the point. That's the story behind the token. It's a utility token, and you have to use this token to get access. Of course, we had some plans in the past. 1 year in Solana land is a long time, and decisions change. And now we are really focused about everything, and it's really clear that we will go this way.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. So guys, please hit us, concerns, questions.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a requirement to keep this as small as possible. The more I think about it, I mean, I'm a horrible person, and I want to rug everyone in CBL Lounge. If I'm the fastest to the trigger, and I know that 37 other people here are gonna ape one soul into this launch that's called by your bot, then I'm gonna be the first to it, and then rug my soul and make a bunch of money off of everyone else in CBL. So it does feel like it needs to remain a bit boutique unless you move it to higher liquidity, higher market cap spaces. You know, getting in at 10,000 market cap is great, but not if it's just going to make us all PvP each other at that extremely low market cap. So, you know, something to think about. If you can program this bot to work on larger market cap spaces, you know, even beyond meme coins on Solana, think about stocks or any other market where people are trading. There's, you know, a better advantage perhaps in higher liquidity plays.
Yeah.
Greg, thank you. Sorry, Jay.
Okay.
My turn as press speaker now. Whatever. Greg, thank you so much for that point, because you rounded something really important kind of up now. That is what Jay tried to say a few minutes ago. The issue is if we, for example, get tomorrow 1,500 people into that group using that bot, there's also risk to it. And I think after your fantastic input that we had now, it makes sense for a lot of people. After we tried to somehow swim around that topic like for 3 times, you did it just in 1 minute. That is an issue. And you're completely right with saying, or let me rephrase that. This bot is kind of able to, let's break it down. It is kind of able to predict the future in the life cycle of a Solana meme coin launched on Pump.fun right now. So it is able to tell you from 6 to 10 to 15K market cap what is going to happen. Of course, it will be able, and that will be something that is even more, let's say, public, not available, but more compliant for public use, then without crashing charts or even, pardon my French again, fucking up members, using the same metrics for higher market caps for later, when you are not able to influence a chart that much anymore, right? Taking advantage of your members. So that is an extremely valid point. This is something that is and should be on the roadmap as well. Very, very good input. Thank you for that, Greg.
Beautiful. Thank you for addressing it. Awesome.
And apart from that, also, this AMA is very helpful for us. Your input is extremely valuable for us to, because we are also getting blind from time to time, working on stuff all time. I mean, I'm generating AI pictures and trying to make some sushi at home. Jay's the guy sitting in front of Visual Studio Code. So who am I to complain? But it's very valuable for us to get your insights, your input. And I would say, as kind of a final word from my side before we get into more questions and answering them, see Memeora as a new cool startup company that is coming up. I hope at least after this whole AMA, you are able to see it that way. And we are having our IPO tomorrow. So you will be able to get part of it and become part of it. I think I feel comfortable with wrapping it up from my side, at least like that. So please, Jay, do you want to? You inhaled quite intensely, so please speak your mind.
No, that was me drinking coffee, but okay.
Oh, well, then you should visit the doctor then, man.
It's late here, yeah, but I can sleep even with coffee. Okay, so the strategy that I talked about, that we are currently using for a really small amount of people that can't ruin any chart, is one strategy of many. We have, or the script has many strategies. We also check the coins beyond bonding on PumpSwap, on Radium. So it also finds dips or smart wallets or whatever at a higher market cap. So I'm fully aware of it, that we can't allow all holders or the top, even the top 1,000 holders, I think, to get access to all those early calls. You also have to keep in mind that early calls, as I mentioned, are still risky. You can't predict everything. You can manipulate everything before bonding. So I'm fully aware of it, and we are finding a way to solve this issue, to find a good solution for everybody. Don't get stuck on the call bot. Memeora is a bit more. For example, the Twitter tracker I mentioned, or the bot where you can, of course, trade your own tokens that you find, but in an emotionless way. Emotion kills 90% of your profit, I believe. I learned the hard way. So it is much more. That's you have to see the bigger picture when you think of Memeora. That's what I wanted to say.
Guys, do we have more questions? More?
Beautiful work.
I realize
super impressive, and yeah, I love the way that you guys all summed it up, and beautiful presentation. Don't ever be nervous. You're a great speaker and very enjoyable to listen to. So awesome work, very impressive.
Oh, that is so lovely. I feel really good now. Thanks.
No, you're doing a great
You,
job.
you killed it, dude. It was
Yeah.
So
you
am I
answered all my
allowed to?
questions.
Am I allowed to stay in this group?
Of course, bro. Of course.
Yeah, for a
Fuck you,
great
Jay.
presentation, very well thought out. You answered everybody's questions very concisely. I enjoyed it myself.
Aw.
And my boys know that I can speak, so coming from me, that should be an extra special compliment with little sugar and sprinkles.
Aw, I love
Thank you,
sprinkles,
Jesus.
man. Thank you so much. No, guys, and also, please feel free. Like I said, I would love to stay in that group now. Feel free to point at like this weird A with a circle around it at us. Speak to us. Hit us up, whatever question comes up, whatever suggestion, because also it's a collective, right? And this name is not just picked by accident or because it was fancy. So we are Memeora Collective. What we want to do is we want to have your suggestions and actually take them in our, let me take it a step up the game a bit into our board of director meetings, or fucking hell, and talk about that and implement stuff. So your input is extremely valuable to us. We will take it definitely, and we will work on it. So feel free, whatever comes to your mind tomorrow, in the next days, whatever. But watch us closely tomorrow, please, and support if you want to. That would be lovely.
Thank you so much for coming to CBL and explaining it so well to everybody. And we're glad that you like it here and that you're going to stick around with us.
Yeah, thank you. Since I know you like Porsche as well, so you will not get rid of me anymore. Nah, just kidding.
Okay, perfect.
So
thank you very much,
Porsches and
guys.
Trojans.
Good stuff.
Sarah?
BMW M3
That's-
for Sarah.
Just paycheck. When's paycheck at this point?
Well, I can tell you so much. Okay, my son might own one already, but as soon as you have a Porsche, the shit starts from the beginning again, because spare parts are extremely fucking pricey. So poorer than before, horrible.